Our wai are a taonga tuku iho. A taonga handed down by our gods, our atua, to our tupuna, our ancestors, to us, to hand on to our mokopuna, our descendants. Tihei mauri ora e.
Our city is making one of the most significant environmental protection investments in its history. A major upgrade of our city wastewater treatment plant is to be completed later this year, and it will ensure wastewater arriving from homes and businesses will be treated to a very high standard to remove pollutants. In fact, the quality of that recovered water leaving the plant will be amongst the highest in the country. And that's hugely important for the health of our environment. And it's something I'm really proud of as Mayor, alongside our council.
The Rotorua Wastewater Treatment Plant, in its current form, is over 35 years old, and it's time for an upgrade. We're going to increase its capacity quite significantly to allow for future growth, taking out a lot more nutrients from the water than ever before.
To address the risk of overflows to the environment during major storm events, we're adding significant internal storage capacity to the plant. This will capture and hold excessive storm flows, which will then be released for treatment once the plant has capacity to accept them.
We're putting in what we call a double barrier treatment process, which includes shining ultraviolet light on the wastewater to kill off any remaining pathogens. On a typical day, the wastewater treatment plant will receive about 23 million litres of wastewater to treat. It's a considerable volume.
Once upgraded, the plant will be capable of processing up to 72 million litres of wastewater per day.
The Inlet Works is the first port of call for the wastewater as it comes into the plant. The first part is a 6mm screen, so that takes out large items. Then we send the water through a cyclone, which makes the grit fall out. And finally, we put it through a much finer screen to take out all the remaining bits and pieces that can't remain in there.
The Bardenfo is a multi-zone bioreactor containing a soup of beneficial bacteria called mixed liquor. Mixed liquor removes pollutants in different ways. One of the ways is by accelerating the natural nitrogen cycle by converting the nitrogen in the influent wastewater to nitrogen gas, which is released to the atmosphere. The same beneficial bacteria and biological processes occur naturally in the environment in lakes, rivers, soils and wetlands. A certain proportion of the solids in the Bardenfo is removed and are transported off-site to a worm farm. The flow from the Bardenfo then goes through membranes. The membranes have a very fine pore size which separates the solids from the liquid. This is akin to filtering the effluent through the soil. The membranes provide the first disinfection barrier in the treatment process. The filtered water then passes through to the UV system. The UV system is an intensification of the natural disinfection process provided by sunlight. The UV disinfected effluent is then passed to holding ponds before the final effluent is pumped up to the land disposal scheme in Rotorua Forest for disposal. The upgraded plant will remove 94% of the influent nitrogen and phosphorus and 99.99999% of the influent E. coli bacteria. That's the harmful type.
So how clean is the final product at the end of the treatment process? You can be the judge.
Once the Rotorua Wastewater Treatment Plant is complete, it'll be one of the most advanced treatment plants in the country.
My role is charged with overseeing the construction of the new wastewater treatment plant here in Rotorua. The structures that we're appointing, there's 5 main ones, being the new inlet pump station, inlet works, the lift pump station, the blower building and MCC, and the new bioreactor structure. The current forecast completion is June 2026. There's a big emphasis on quality and being part of a project that's not only going to be environmentally positive for Rotorua, but to enable it to grow and thrive over the coming years.
Right now, treated wastewater is irrigated in a section of Whakareorewa Forest, but a new long-term solution is needed. With the agreement of the forest landowners, CNI Holdings Limited, the current system will stay in place while alternatives are explored. A working group including elected representatives, mana whenua nominees, technical experts and community members is assessing options against cultural, environmental, social and health factors before recommending a preferred solution to Council next year. This is our chance to design a solution that protects our environment, upholds our values and reflects our shared responsibility to future generations. And we want your voice in that process. Share your ideas, ask questions, and shape this important decision for our district's future.
Our way is more than just two bits of H and an O. Our way nurtures, sustains, and heals us. Our way is our why. Tiakina, take care of our way.